Hello everyone and welcome back to GregTech New Horizons. In the last episode, we moved into our new base here, while also improving our steam generation and water collection if we look outside. Our setup here has been running for many hours in between the episodes, and so far nothing has blown up, which is a good thing, right? But yeah, as you can see, I think last episode we left off waiting for a bunch of coke oven bricks that we're finishing up in the alley smelters. And as you can see, that task has been fully accomplished now. So yeah, now we can compress all of this stuff into the oven bricks. There's actually a quest for a lot of these oven bricks here that gives 3 LV loot bags, and it's actually quite cheap. This is just a check mark quest, and then the next one just wants us to hold a stack of logs, and looks like it has to be specifically oak logs for some reason. Oh, and wait a minute, why do I only have 300 coke oven bricks? I thought I would have a lot more. Yeah, I'm supposed to have 520. Oh, that's because I only made enough bricks for 14 coke ovens, not 16. I mean, I guess that's fine actually. You know what, I'll craft the other 2 later. It's not even gonna be enough for the quest anyway. This one wants 19, so that's not gonna happen for a while. And I'm not going to set these up right now because, well, first of all, I don't have anywhere to set these up, and second of all, we don't have any way to source the wood for that. Not yet, at least. I do have a plan on how to fix that. But anyways, today the goal is very simple. We're gonna try and fill out even more LV machines, which actually, as you can see, I've been doing a little bit of batch crafting with them, although it looks like the bending machine was off actually. Yeah, I'm making a bunch of steel and bronze plates. I have a feeling that we're gonna need a bunch of these today, including a bunch of tin cables, which we should be able to make 2 stacks here, and a bunch of regular copper wire plus the fine version, which is on circuit 3. Yeah, there you go. 1 ingot gives us 8. So actually, yeah, let's not waste any time today. I'm gonna start off by making a few more LV circuits. We're completely out of those. At least I think, oh no, we literally have just 1 more. Now, thankfully, with the NEI auto crafting, I should be able to make a bunch here. I'm thinking 16. Ooh, and I can even use slime balls for this recipe, which I have this congealed slime here that I can extract for slime balls. Yeah, for now, what we have should be enough. Okay, this should be all the recipes we'll need. Now we group them together and then right click to make it a crafting chain. Okay, and actually, we're not missing that much. Let me even just see what we already have. Yeah, not too bad. Although it's a stack of slime balls, I definitely don't have enough, but that's fine. That should be growing really fast. Anyways, let me gather all this stuff up. It's more of what we've already seen before. And yeah, after that, I will bring you right back. All right, looks like I've got everything. Here goes nothing. Wait, that's it? Oh my goodness, yeah. Look at that, 16 LV circuits. Wow, that was... All right, well, now with that covered, we should be able to progress some more. All right, so I've gone ahead and pinned all the machines that I want to get to. And yeah, it is a lot, but I think actually I have the exact amount of circuits for this. Let me double check. These are all going to require 14 circuits, and then you need an extra 2 circuits here for the robot arms. So 16 in total. That's perfect. Now, none of these seem particularly difficult, so that's good. And yeah, I'll explain why we got each machine as we craft them along. Starting with the alloy smelter. The recipe is super easy. If I had some machine hulls, actually, let me just craft all of those up right now. It's going to be 8 of them, which is going to be 72 pieces of steel and some amount of wrought iron plates, which I don't have. Okay, there you go. There's 8 machine hulls, and there's the alloy smelter. Next one that we can already do is the polarizer. If I only had some iron rods here. Yep, there we go. Next up, we'll do the mixer, which I'm just missing an electric motor for. And that's missing magnetic iron rods. That's actually perfect because now we can display the power of the polarizer. And the alloy smelter is just, you know, a better version of this guy. But yeah, so the polarizer can basically magnetize our rods for free instead of having to add redstone. And also there's some rods that we just can't magnetize with redstone. You have to use the machine. Also, hi, did we run out of power? I think we did. Yeah, this thing uses 16 EU per tick plus the bending machine, which uses 24. That's 40 in total. And our turbine here only generates 32. Okay, now that I've turned it off, it's working again. Oh, and the wire mill is working at the same time. There was no way we were going to handle that much power draw. Yeah, I'll wait for this to wrap up its crafts for a second. Okay, there we go. We can let the bender run again. All right, now with all of these, we'll make 16 motors. Might as well. It's not like any of this stuff is expensive. Although I am out of copper wire now, so I should also get a couple more stacks cooking. All right, so now we can get the mixer. 6 of them even. That's insane. Chemical reactor is also a similar recipe. Let's get one of those. And ooh, for the solidifier, we're gonna need pumps. There's also a couple more machines here that also require pumps. So I'll just make all the ones I need, which is gonna be 4 in total. And okay, I'm actually not missing that much. Rubber rings, which is cutting rubber sheets apparently. We'll also want some bronze pipes. I have those. And then a few tin screws. All right, and there you go. 4 pumps. You're gonna hate this. Well, actually, not really. That was super easy. Anyways, there's the solidifier. And the fluid extractor. Wait, no, we're missing an electric piston, which is steel plates, rods, and small gears. I'm also need a couple more here for the robot arms, and 3 pistons. Anyways, there's the fluid extractor. And the canning machine. Don't think I'm gonna get the quest for that, because, yeah, that's used all the way over here. Yeah, down here, actually. Alright, now 2 robot arms later. Then 2 conveyors. I don't have enough motors. Yeah. Okay, what is it gonna take? Just a magnetic rod. All right, that's not bad. Give me one of those. And we magnetize. Then there's the motor and the conveyor, which then leads to the assembling machine. I think that was literally the fastest I've ever crafted this many machines at once, at least at this stage of the game. So let me explain the thought process behind each of these. There is the mixer, which is just going to unlock new alloys that I think we're going to get to today. There's one that I want to craft up today, and it's going to need the mixer. Then we have the fluid solidifier plus fluid extractor combo, and also the chemical reactor. The extractor and the reactor are going to give us fluids, which we can then solidify into items. Let's take a look at tin rotors, for example. You can either craft it with this horrifying recipe, or if you just melt down a little bit of tin and get this rotor then all you have to do is melt it down in the fluid extractor and then read the solidify. It's super easy. The chemical reactor is actually going to help us get rubber easier. With this recipe, molten rubber, which is 1 sulfur plus 9 raw rubber dust, gives you that amount of liquid, which equates to 9 rubber sheets. And if you do the math, it's actually 3 times more efficient than the alloy smelter recipe. So yeah, it's great. And then you can just like solidify it into plates. All right, then we have the assembling machine, which just makes a whole lot of recipes much cheaper. Let's look at the resistor, for example. If we use the assembler recipe, we get 4 at a time, and there's so many more recipes that this unlocks for us. And then the last one is the canning machine, which we're not going to actually use that much, which is why I'm going to hide it behind here. And this one's literally just going to be used for us to make batteries with. Long story short, I want a magnet, and the magnet that I want needs a battery. That's literally it. Although, as you can tell by the quest, there's a few more steps before we can actually get to it. So yeah, that might have to wait for a little bit. Anyways, let's claim all the quest rewards. Yes, 9 LV bags and also some extra circuits. I have no idea where this came from, but that's nice. Okay, bunch of food, mining pipe, hoppers. Well, it's actually not that bad, but it's also not the greatest. Oh wait, and this thing I missed it. The Pen of Doom. 12 attack damage. That's not bad. That might become my new weapon, right? Yeah, it does more damage than my sword. Also, I want to eat all this food for the extra hearts. Can I just like, yeah, okay. If you attack passive mobs with the healing axe, it makes you go hungry. So I was gonna try and abuse that a little bit. Oh, wait, can it? Yeah, it does work on you. So we can abuse that to eat all this food here. All right, so now with all that done, I've looked through the quest book here, and it looks like the assembler unlocks a few cool things that we can get. For now, I just want to get these 2 things, the throwing at the trash quest. That wants you to make the voiding drop filter, and also keeping things organized, which is the basic item holder. And then I think after that, we're going to look into going to the Twilight Forest, plus unlocking the batteries and making my magnet. I definitely want to get this today. But anyways, yeah, if we look, the drop filter here just needs a trash can, which has this recipe, but if we use the assembler, then it's a little bit cheaper. So actually, let's see, we're going to want 4 iron plates, and then for the basic item holders, I want to make 2 of them, so that's going to be 2 steel plates, 2 chests, and then 2 ingots of tin that I have to melt down. All right, so assembly machine will make the trash can first. There we go. Then on circuit 1, we combine this with a molten piece of ender, which we can do in our fluid extractor. We'll auto output that to the side. There we go. We'll melt down our 2 pieces of tin while we're waiting. Okay, so there's the drop filter. We can get the containers. Oh, that's 40 seconds each. Okay, I'll be back in a second. In the meanwhile, we can actually configure the drop filter. So the quest gives us an item filter. And this is actually, I'm getting this for when I go mining. We're going to avoid things like cobblestone, gravel, and dirt. I have way too much of that stuff and I don't need it. So now we open the drop filter, put in the item filter. And now if I pick that stuff up, yeah, it just gets voided instantly. Obviously, I don't want this in my inventory at all times. It's going to stay in the backpack unless I need to void this stuff. But no, yeah, it's really nice to have. Oh, and look at that. Our basic item holders are done. So this is actually just an attachment that we can have for like, say, the fluid solidifier. There we go. And it has 9 slots here where we can hold things like, oh, I don't know, the molds or whatever else is used in the fluid solidifier. But it's mainly the molds. We should also have one for, I would say the alloy smelter deserves one. Yeah, for a couple of molds actually that are only used there, like the casings and I think the nuggets as well. Oh wait, and the ball mold. So those can go into that. And that way it's not taking up space in the chests. Ooh, and we get a bag. Okay, absolutely worthless. All right, now that that's done, let's come back to this side of the quest book, which obviously has our batteries. And it looks like there's a quest for lead in this. I guess we need it for the batteries, but that does need the Twilight Forest. Well, in that case, we might as well go. The way you make the portal is with this thing, the quick and dirty portal generator. And oh, 4 LV circuits. Wait, I only have 2 of them. So we can't make circuits in the assembler yet. We'll need a different thing, the circuit assembler. At least I think we can make like vacuum tubes, for example, cheaper. Oh yeah, totally. Look at that. 4 vacuums at a time and it's super, super cheap. Oh my goodness. Let's see the resistors. I don't think I can make make this yet because of the glue requirement. Unless I make a centrifuge, which, and I think this is actually something that we'll need for the batteries anyway. So I guess we might as well do it. It's another 4 LV circuits. Okay, that's fine. We'll craft 8 like so, just with the better vacuum tube recipe. Okay, and this is all the garbage that I'm gonna need. So we just need some more red alloy wire. Then we melt down some more red alloy. Combine that on circuit 4 with all of this stuff. Okay, and that'll get us the vacuum tubes. We'll let that cook for a second. Okay, now I just need a little more sticky resin. Okay, there we go. That's our 8 circuits. And so now we can make that centrifuge. If only I had 2 motors plus an LV machine hull. Okay, so that's 2 motors. And there's the centrifuge. I'm kind of out of space here, so we'll just place this guy in the back. Yeah, that should be fine for now. And now let's grab some slime here that we can centrifuge. Let's not forget the inputs and outputs. All right, nice. There we go. Anyways, get me a diamond now. Get me 4 LV circuits. And in 30 seconds, we're going to have the ability to go to the Twilight Forest. The quest line for which should be right here. Oh, wait. Damn it. We need this quest, which means I've got to go on the hunt for these 2 specific saplings. I already have great wood, apparently. Just need to find silver wood, and I don't really know where that spawns. Oh, I might have some luck by going to this magical forest. The biome is quite literally from Thaumcraft. Oh, and this right here is silverwood. Let's hope I get a sapling. There we go. Nice. All right, now we should also have our portal generator. Yeah, as you guys already know, we just have to gather up a few flowers. Then we need a 2x2 pool of water. We surround it with the flowers and throw in our generator. There we go. No flames, please. No. I don't think I need any extra preparations. You know what? There's only really the mining bags that I'm gonna have to grab. Yeah, just grab these guys and we should be good. So let's hop in. Oh, and I got timed out. Oh, there we go. All right, the server struggled quite a bit because I guess we're loading a whole new dimension. But anyways, I think now it's time for prospecting. And I brought myself the ore finder wand with a diamond ore in it. I want to find myself a diamond vein really soon here. So, you know, hopefully that can happen. Yeah, the ore veins are not that far down into the ground, which is definitely going to help with finding stuff. Yeah, look at that. The ore is right here and you spawn at like Y level 35 or something. Oh, there's our silver vein. But let's keep looking. I want that diamond vein soon. Oh, and look at that. 3 of them. Nice. Well, you know the drill. I'm going to go mining for a little bit here. We have the voiding thingy here. So my inventory shouldn't get too clogged up. And hopefully once I meet you again, we're going to have plenty of ores. Yeah, see you in a bit. All right, so the first vein of diamond has been cleared. And this is what we came out with. Moving on to the silver vein. And this is what we're left with. Let's see now what the quest has to say. Oh, and it doesn't even care. It wants lead, which we did get a little bit of that. Nice. Yeah, so let me process all of this up. And by that, I mean just throwing it through the furnaces. Looks like the quest leading to the battery is locked behind the tetrahedrite vein, which only spawned in the Nether. Alright, so here we are quite high in the Nether here, just because that's where the tetrahedrite vein spawns, between Y level 80 and 120. And also one of the ores that spawn in there is copper, so I'm hoping my ore finder wand can actually scan for that. Okay, I guess I'll continue traveling here for a little bit, and hopefully at some point we'll find the vein. Oh my goodness, finally! Yeah, I have no idea how long I've been running around. Look at these tunnels. Yeah, there's our ore here. I'm gonna mine every bit of this. Alright, yeah, see you in a bit. Alright, this should be a decent amount of tetrahedrite, along with the other stuff. This is actually a source of copper, which is nice because we are kind of low on that. Well, not low, it's just that it's not in the thousands, and I want to have thousands of every ingot. Let's process this up, including the stibnite. I think this is actually what should be prioritized. Alright, there we have it. Alright, now it looks like the next quest wants us to make battery alloy. And yeah, that's just combining our antimony and lead in the alloy smelter. That's easy enough. Alright, now with a little bit of that, we need to make it into plates. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then that makes, if I had a file to use, hold up. Okay, there we go. Alright, but we're still not done. We need to go mine the salt vein now. That's okay, I have one right next to the base. Alright, there we go. Alright, now I think I have to get this lepidolite here and process it down until this centrifuge step, where we can centrifuge for an 11% chance at 1 lithium dust. Now in total, we're gonna need about 10 pieces of lithium at least. And so the stack and a half that we have here is probably gonna be enough, but I want to be min-maxing the amount of lepidolite we get from this, so I do want to ore double this. Although as you can imagine, with our current steam macerator, it's going to take 3 bajillion years, which is why I want to try try and invest in the steam grinder. There's even a quest for this. And as you can see in the tooltip, the grinder has 8 parallels. So it crushes things 8 at a time. It has 125% speed and it only uses 62% of steam in total. And all of those things make it absolutely worth it. It's incredibly cheap too. I mean, all of this stuff I can easily do. I have enough bronze plates for it. Yeah, like literally, there you go. 26 of the bricks right there. Then we have the input bus, which I'm missing Tumbaga for that, but thankfully I have some. I don't remember where I got this from though. And you know what? Since all of this stuff is super cheap, I think I want to have 2 of them. Yeah, why the hell not? I just need to get some more bricks. So let me just go grab that from the dungeon real quick. Alright, this should be good enough for a while. Also, I will be wall sharing this guy, which means we don't need 26 bricks. We only need 21, I think. So there we go. I don't have enough materials. Why? Oh yeah, I don't have enough bronze plates somehow. Thankfully, I cooked up a little more. I'm always prepared. Yep, there we go. Alright, now we want our input bus, our output bus, and then the steam hatch, which is gonna need an ultra low voltage fluid tank. I can almost craft it. I just need a bucket of water and this large clay pipe, which is compressing clay dust. Okay, I'll try and craft like 10 of them because I know they're gonna be used later down the line. Okay, there we go. That's enough of the clay plates. Let's make that into the pipe. Then we need to grab a bucket of water. And that's our tank. And yeah, now we make this into the steam hatch. Ooh, and look at that. I was about to miss the quest, but it looks like it's locked behind this, which is just a check mark. And yeah, here's our grinder quest. We already have everything except the controllers. And we want 2 of these. Can we do that? Yes, we can. We're just missing Tumbaga frame boxes. All right, that's easy enough. So there you go. And as planned, I'm just going to place them right here on these dirt platforms. Of course, we're going to be wall sharing all the inputs and outputs. Let's just make sure there is a steam pipe connection. Oh yeah, right here. So the steam hatch is going to go there. And that should be shared because it's in between the layers. This slice of the multi-block right here is shared between both of the controllers. So if you place the input bus there, that should be good. And now we just have to fill in the multi-block. It's just a 3x3 of these bronze casings. Oh, and it looks like I miscounted. I miscounted by 7 actually, which is kind of crazy. Although I think we have the resources to make it. Oh, and when I said 7, I actually meant I didn't miscount at all. I was accounting for an extra slice right here. That's not what we're supposed to do. Cut that out. Cut that out. And there you go. First try. We have both of the grinders now. All right, so now let's pipe in the steam. There we go. The input hatch is filling up. And now let's give it a test. Look at that. 32 seconds for 16 ore. And we have 2 of them going on, which actually means we're getting 1 crushed ore every second. And actually, what I'm going to do here is get 2 conveyors. And we'll place a barrel here on the input bus. Then we can actually attach these conveyors like so. And if we shift right click, that should open up a menu. We'll set this guy to import because it's importing from the barrel into the input bus, and so that should automatically input. And then for the output, because these steam buses don't auto output, we have to have another conveyor which is set on export because it's exporting from the bus into the barrel. You can see that the conveyor just worked. It is pretty slow, 1 stack every 20 seconds, but that shouldn't be faster than the grinders can output things, so it should be fine. In the time that I was talking, this thing is already done with all the lepidolite, I think. Yeah, almost. In 10 seconds it should be done, which means we can start forge hammering this, and then with this we can go ahead and centrifuge it. Okay, and we're not really getting that lucky. It is like an 11% chance, so I can't complain. I'm just gonna let this guy run for a while, I think. And hopefully once I'm back, we'll have enough lithium to continue. So yeah, see you guys in just a moment. Oh, and actually before that, by the way, these grinders we can use to, of course, double all of our ores, just like the silver here. It's not limited to just any rare ores because now that our macerating abilities are super fast, it's actually worth it to ore double everything, which is great. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing from now on, because the only thing better than having lots of ore is having double of that lots of ore. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to process this lepidolite here and then we'll be right back. Alright, so welcome back. Let's check on the progress here and oh, 27 lithium. That's not bad out of the, looks like 3 stacks I put in. And to make this into the actual usable battery, we just combine the lithium and the battery hull. And there we go. Now that we have that, we're gonna go ahead and compress 2 blocks of steel. Now we want to magnetize them all, including these 4 ingots here. While that's happening, we're gonna get some 4x tin wire and 1 more LV hull. That combined with a chest, and the wire gives us a battery buffer. Oh, and actually, before I forget, we're also going to want some 4x wire, and we want to coat that into the cable. So now we're going to come back here to our LV setup, remove all the cables, remove the turbine. Our new setup is going to look like this. Turbine in the ground, battery on top of that, and then fill this guy with 4 of our lithium batteries. They should start getting full. Oh yeah, there we go. And now we use the 4x cable to connect to everything. So now with this setup, we can technically run 4 machines at a time, as long as the battery is full, of course. Anyways, with our last battery here, we can take the magnetic steel, and in this configuration, we can get our magnet, which can go in the bobble slots. Let's test it out on this coal vein. Oh yeah, this is great. Been waiting for this upgrade. That was awesome. All right, now with that done, I want to move on to a little bit more quality of life upgrades. The first one I want to do is the steam oven, which is basically a furnace with 9 parallels. Of course, it runs off of steam as well. And looking at the recipes, it doesn't seem that expensive. Let's start off with the firebox casings, because I already have enough stuff for it. Yep, there we go. Now we move on to the steam furnaces. There you go. Now we upgrade it to the high pressure version. Now we move on to the high pressure boiler tanks. And all of this combines to make our oven. Hi. Okay, so I had to restart my game real quick, but anyways, let's go ahead and set up the steam oven here. So that's the pipe, and then we can have something like this. It is a 2x2 structure, which kind of sucks. Also, that's facing the wrong way. What we should be able to do is have a barrel with a hopper, and then another barrel there with another hopper like so. That should be good. I have some silver here that I can smelt up, so we can try that out. And look at that. Okay, consumed 8 buckets of steam and... Oh, nice. Yeah, it does do 9 parallels, which is awesome. It's completely free too, because remember, our steam comes from solar boiling. Okay, so yeah, we can get rid of this setup now. All right, next up, what I want to do is upgrade our bronze pipes that we use to transfer the steam around. And we have this really nice material here called potent, which does 12 buckets, and then the regular pipe can handle 6. I want to make a stack of each, which is going to be 9 stacks of the plates in total. I'm going to make 10 stacks of the dust, which we can then cook. And this has to be done in the mixer, so that's why we have that now. And never mind, I immediately take that back. There is a crafting recipe that is literally the exact same. So I kind of made that mixer for no reason. At least for now. It'll probably come in handy later. But anyways, basically we need 4 stacks of lead, 4 stacks of bronze, and 2 stacks of tin, which we can easily do, although I don't have enough bronze. So let me get that cooking right now. For now, we can still macerate the rest of the garbage. While that's happening, let me claim the quest rewards. Yep, every single one that we have so far. All right, and in total, this is what we got. Of course, we have to open all the bags up. Although, actually, we can upgrade these steam age bags into the LV ones. Yeah, I'm totally gonna do that. It's just done in the assembler. Wait a minute. Okay, our steam grinders ran out of steam, apparently. Yeah, that makes sense. They use 800 liters each. In that case, I'll turn off one of them. Oh, and even now we're losing steam. God damn it. Yeah, we desperately need to upgrade those pipes. And our steam buffer. It's not looking too great either. Anyways, I'll fix that later. Let's open the bags now. Okay. A bunch of food, a few ores, and a void chest. I guess this is just like a trash can. Oh, yeah, okay. It voids like 1 item at a time. Not very useful for me right now, but... Okay, well, a little bit of later and also running out of steam once. We now have all the dusts we need. There you go. Now to smelt this all, which means more waiting for me. Hopefully I don't run out of steam a second time through this. It is nighttime, so our boilers aren't going to work. Let's maybe fix that problem first. And I think actually it's about time that I take a break here. And once we come back, I want to do 2 things. Obviously upgrade ourselves to potent pipes, but I also want to set up the coke ovens and have them automatically feed into some boilers so that we can actually have a decent amount of steam. See you in a bit. Alright, so welcome back. It's the next day for me. I've been letting this stuff cook up for a while. Although I'm realizing now that the potent plate recipe is just going to take forever in this vending machine. So I'm thinking in the meanwhile, we set up the coke ovens and get some better boilers. And I was doing a little bit of thinking on how are we supposed to get our wood for this, because I definitely don't want to be chopping wood manually for our setup here. And then I remembered we have IC2 crops in the pack. And with this recipe, it's insanely cheap. Look at that. Just a couple pieces of wood. And then we can also have a crop manager, which is a little expensive, but we can definitely craft it by now, and this will automatically harvest our crops. And thankfully, the one crop that we can do right now is farming saplings. I think I'll be farming dark oak since it's our building material, so that'll be nice to also have passively. But then we can use that to feed our coke ovens, and then we can use the charcoal from that to either feed the boilers, or we can just use the wood as is. But anyways, here's the plan. I want to have a project chest here where I'm going to put all the materials for our tree farm. So let's make sure to grab the coke ovens, and that's going to go in here. Then we're going to have to craft all of this other stuff. I think I'm going to go with 4 stacks of crop sticks. That's actually insanely cheap. And this is a circuit 2 recipe, so there you go. We'll let that run for a while. All right, now let's look into the crop manager. That's going to be 5 LV circuits. And also the sensor, which I think actually, yeah, I do have 1 piece of surface quartz that we can use for this. We also want some brass, which is just an alloy of copper and zinc. Okay, and now I have to go craft those circuits up. I have all the vacuum tubes. We just need to get the resistors, which I can use this recipe for now. Let me double check if I have enough glue for that. Oh yeah, we've got plenty. Just need a few cells. I'll turn these into universal cells so we can hold uneven amounts of fluid. And we just insert that into the assembler. Circuit 3, put in all the stuff, and that's going to take a while. In the meantime, our crop sticks have finished crafting, so we put those in the project chest. Okay, there's your circuits. And now we turn 2 of those into robot arms, if only I had some more motors. All right, now we want our 3 pistons. Only 2 pistons, actually, hold up. Then we convert those to the robot arms. What am I missing? Oh, just some steel rods? That's fine. Except I have 0 steel. What? Oh, I really hope there's some in the blast furnaces. Oh, okay, yeah, we have a decent amount in here. Okay, so there's the second robot arm and also the sensor. And now we're just missing the input hatch and another machine hull. So the input hatch is just a machine hull plus tank and some glue. And tanks we can make cheaper in the assembler. But of course, I'm completely out of obsidian, although this diamond vein here should have some lava for me to collect. Oh yeah, there's plenty here. All right, we macerate this stuff up. Then we alloy smelt. All right, now we assemble. And on circuit 1, this should get us the input hatch. Nice, there we go. And I think with this, yeah, we can get our crop manager. It looks like this thing can do an 11 by 11 field of crops, which is definitely going to be plenty. Oh yeah, we also have to think about powering him. I guess just another steam turbine should be fine. I know from experience that this thing uses so little power. I could probably just hook up like one of these small pipes to it, and it would be more than enough throughput for the turbine. And then for the rotors, I'm just going to get a rotor mold. Just need a blank cast, craft it into the casting form, and then coat it in steel. Now if we take, I think the ratio is 17 ingots to 4 rotors. So let's set the auto output to the right, and there we go, nice. All right, so there's our second turbine. And now there's 2 last things that we have to take care of. The item input and output, and also how to extract all the creosote oil into some sort of a buffer tank. For the IO, we can actually use hoppers combined with some item pipes. Yeah, let's go with small tin. That should be good. Now to take care of all that creosote, I think I can get away with using some wooden fluid pipes. And then we're gonna need 2 things. The redstone clock here. Okay, so there's that. These clocks for Minecraft, I looted them from some sort of a dungeon. I don't actually remember when, but and yeah, this clock is just, you know, just a pulsing signal every couple of seconds, which is gonna be incredibly helpful here, combined with a little bit of red alloy. Basically just a redstone signal that can go on the walls. And now we want a couple faucets from Tinkers. Oh, and I can even make grout in the mixer now. I'll just have to compress down a little bit of this clay. Then I also need a bunch of water. All right, so all of that goes in the mixer. All right, there we go. That's done. We just have to form it into the unfired bricks, and then we cook these up. Ooh, in other news, we have enough potent to at least make the regular pipes. Oh, and it looks like we already have enough seared bricks here. So there's the channels, and then we cut these down for the faucets. Now I think we actually have everything. Let's grab all of this stuff, and let me mark on the map where our boilers are. All right, now we're all the way up here, and it looks like the boilers are going to sit over there. Let me also clear a little bit of space here. Alright, so this size area should be good enough. Kind of unfortunate that it doesn't actually center itself with the chunk. This is the center of where our thing is, but the center of the chunk is right here. But obviously I'm not moving everything down there just for some chunk alignment. It should be fine. Anyways, let's start off with the tree farm, which is probably going to be the easiest part about this. And for this, I actually want to use fertilized dirt. It's a very cheap recipe, and it should make our crops grow faster. And I think I only need 2 stacks of it, which is going to be 8 stacks of bone meal. That's completely doable. Plus a bunch of water that I have to grab. Alright, there you go. I'll come back and refill that with water when I need to. Alright, so here's the plan. I want to have the coke ovens on these platforms, and let's see actually how many can fit. Okay, well, we can have 4 of them like that, and then stack 3 on top of each other, which is going to be a total of 12. That actually works out perfectly, because once we have 16 in total, then it's going to be a stack of 4. So let me go ahead and build these guys. Alright, and this should be the last one. Now let's take care of the tree farm. We're gonna have it a little higher up, and then I'm thinking it can go right here. It's an 11 by 11, which means if it goes right there, that's 5. Yeah, that should be perfect. Let's finish up the frame, and I think I'm gonna have to clear out all of this area. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and check up on that fertilized dirt. Okay, it just needs a little bit more water, but we have some to get started with. Here's the next part of this plan. If we actually grab the crop manager, you'll see that the range is 11 by 5 by 11, which basically means that it can harvest anything from these 5 blocks right here, which technically means that I can just place the dirt on top instead of on the same layer, and it should still be able to harvest it. Also, I should probably mention, I completely forgot that one more benefit to using this fertilized dirt is that we don't have to have any water nearby. It just works. We still have to hoe it though. And then we grab our crop sticks. And then we want all of the saplings, which I'm pretty sure I left here. Yep. So we just plant these guys. And I'm not going to go into the specific of IC2 crops here. It's a very complicated mod in GTNH. All you have to know is that because we're so high up, we get a stat boost on these crops. And because we're using fertilized dirt, it should grow a little bit better. And even the crop manager gives us an extra bit of drops. Yeah, 5% chance for extra drops. Ooh, we can also feed this thing some water for it to hydrate the crops up there, which I think helps. And thankfully, we do have some extra water tanks that never got used. And now here's what I'm going to do while I'm still down here. We're going to take some sort of a steam connection. Literally anywhere works. I guess I'll just take from here. And then we want to bring that all the way to the top. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I think I want to bring it up to this block. So let's mark this on the map. And then we'll place our turbine there. I'll dig down a little bit here, but because it's not going to be a straight line up, obviously we want to dodge anything important like the machines and stuff. So I think I can just bring it around here. All right, there we go. Now we just want water, which I guess can come from the side. It's a bit jank, but it's fine. All right, I think we're done setting up the tree farm for now. I just have to get more dirt, so that can happen a little bit later. For now, let's focus on how we're going to store the drops, avoid any excess, and then also input and output into the coke ovens. And then I'm thinking for storing the outputs, we're going to use these better barrels, just because we have this void upgrade, which has a pretty cheap recipe. Remember that void chest that we got? It's also not a horrifying recipe. I would go with drawers usually, but the void upgrade here needs dense obsidian plates, which is an MV recipe only. So yeah, we're basically forced to use these guys, which is fine. I'm just gonna need a couple more pistons, which have a cheaper recipe in the assembler. Okay, I think I have all the stuff. I just have to melt down some redstone and just dump in all the garbage. I also need a second void chest here. Although actually, wait a minute. I'm realizing maybe I can get away with just one, because I only really need to void the saplings. If it fills up on wood, then it should be fine. It's just gonna stop. Oh yeah, and also we need some sort of a structural upgrade here. I'm gonna go with copper because it gives 3 slots provided, as it says right there. And the void upgrade needs 2 slots for it to actually be applied to the barrel. Whatever that means, I don't know. But it's pretty cheap, just some copper stuff. So there we go. Oh, and of course I need the Mark 1 to actually apply it. So there's that. Apply the first one, then the second one. Now we can do a void upgrade. Yeah, nice. And that should be good. And of course it drops everything. So actually, yeah, that should be it. Oh, and look at that. We've harvested some stuff. We got some saplings and some wood. Nice. All right, so we'll place our barrels there and then connect them up with some item pipes like so. Then one cool thing that you can actually do with these pipes is connect them to hoppers. So the hopper is going to be doing all the work, and then that outputs into the pipe, which then goes into the drawer. Yeah, nice. Look at that. So what we want to do is have a hopper that pulls out the wood out of the drawer, connect it to a pipe, and then this will connect to the coke ovens. All right, we connect everything up. Then we route that guy back to the center, which hooks up to this pipe. Yes. Oh, and there we go. It started cooking. Okay. Now, technically, this pipe is going to do 1 item every second. I think it works from closest to furthest. So it's going to fill up this coke oven, then that one, 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 all the way to the top. Which means I probably should feed it all the wood that's in this drawer. That way it's going to have enough to actually fill up everything. And now we just connect the other side. I might as well also help it along a little bit. Let's also not forget the void upgrade on the sapling drawer. Hello. I have a frying pan. Oh, also, by the way, we have some extra dirt we can add. Oh, and we just got our weed here. Anyways, right now I kind of don't have enough saplings to saturate the entire field, but that'll come with time. It should be fine. Also, I'm noticing that the hopper just isn't fast enough to feed some of these ovens. I might have to switch this out with like a conveyor. Yeah, that'll definitely help. So we attach it on that face. We set this thing to import because it's importing from the drawer into the pipe. Oh yeah, look at that. Instantly, everything got filled up. Yeah, even the coke oven that was up here. I might also attach a conveyor to crop manager itself because the hopper is pretty slow as well. No, I think I will. All right, there we go. And we'll have this to import. That should be fine. Now we have to deal with the output of creosote oil and output of charcoal. And for this, a hopper is definitely going to be more than fast enough. And we're going to hook up tin item pipes to all of these in just a second here. Although first I want to set up the creosote collection, which is going to look something like this. 1 faucet on that block and then another one right there. Then we have 2 wooden fluid pipes, which will connect up like so. And then if we give this thing a redstone signal, you'll see that it actually outputs the creosote into the pipe. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. I should be able to hook up a redstone signal like that. Let's see that again. Yep, there you go. And then of course we want to hook up an item pipe to all these hoppers. So let me wire all of this up here in a way that looks good and hopefully very functional, and I will meet you back in just a moment. Alright, so welcome back and check it out. This took me a while to figure out. I don't know why. I mean, the space was just so cramped in there. I had to change a bunch of stuff around. But in the end, we got there and it's done. But also, check this out. We are literally only 2 fertilized dirt away from filling this entire crop field. And hopefully, I do have some more saplings. Okay, we can add those right now. I think actually the last 2 pieces are already cooked up. So there you go. There's the field finished. And let's see how many saplings we can add. Oh, nice. We were able to fill out the entire field. Yeah, so now wood production should be quite decent. Anyways, now what I need to do is of course route all of the charcoal and creosote into where it needs to go. So yeah, I'll be doing that for a second here and then I'll bring you right back. I do want to have some sort of a trash overflow of creosote, but I also want to have a big buffer for it. So I'm thinking in this wall we can have another railcraft tank, but also for the fluid trash can I'm going to need an extra tank. So plus a regular trash can, which is easy enough. I also want to make a tank, and then we combine these two. Now we want more tank walls, of course. And actually all the parts for the iron tank can be made cheaper in the assembler. So of course it's a 40-second recipe. God damn it. And the valve isn't much better. It's also 40 seconds. Okay, well we can let that stuff run for a little bit. And I'm thinking the way that we do this is we take advantage of the fact that these pipes also prioritize closer things, which means we can have the valve right there. But then our trash can, which I will not connect just yet, it can be a little further away. Oh, also everything in the assembler is ready now, and we should be getting creosote oil. Nice. We can then just have this output on the valve into our boiler. But yeah, let's make sure our trash can feature here works. Well, it's constantly trashing 1 milli bucket. I guess it's not the end of the world, but I would rather if it didn't happen. It should be fine though. We produced lots of creosote. All right, now I have to do the same thing, but for charcoal, which we can buffer in a barrel right there. And now we dig a hole to the surface. Okay, we should see some charcoal in the drawer. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna take a while for the pipes to clear the buffers in the hoppers, but it's fine. I'm gonna let the world run for a couple hours, and hopefully once I'm back, that should be done. So yeah, actually with that, I'm gonna take another quick break. I've been working all morning for this, and I should be safe to just let it run now. Hopefully once I'm back, we're gonna have plenty of wood, plenty of charcoal, lots of creosote, and we're gonna be ready to set up our new boilers. But anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys in just a bit. Alright, so welcome back. I've been letting the world run for a few hours now, and as you can see, there's no more charcoal left in the hoppers, there's no creosote oil in the ovens, and our wood drawer is actually full. Well, it should be full in a few seconds when it refills from the crop manager. And yeah, it looks like I was right. Whenever it fills up, it just stops harvesting the crops instead of like dropping them on the ground or something. And yeah, now let's check on how much stuff we have. So if we check the charcoal, we have 1,000. That's awesome. And if we look at the creosote, the tank is almost full. Now, obviously, it's time that we put both of those things to use and make both the solid fueled boiler and the liquid fueled. I'm also even going to use the high pressure boiler tank for both of them. I want to have both of the boilers look something like this. 1 block in the middle and then 3 boiler tanks. And I have a feeling that that's going to be plenty of steam. But yeah, let's see. None of this stuff actually seems particularly difficult to get. So I mean, it hopefully shouldn't take me too long. Yeah, there is the bronze firebox casings. And yeah, we can already make that into the boiler firebox. Now we're just missing some steel plates. All right, now with some steel bars and an extra cauldron, now we can make the liquid fueled firebox. Okay, now we want some steel casings, plus some screws, which can then turn into the boiler tanks. Oh yeah, and now let's also get our large potent pipes. All right, so the way to set these up is have your firebox at the bottom, and then you can have up to 3 boiler tanks up top. Let's have the same thing for the liquid guy. Whatever fuel you're trying to insert goes into the firebox. So actually, before we do that, we need to insert the water, which has to be piped into the boiler tanks. So I can just connect that to this guy. But also, wait, it didn't get formed. Maybe it's... Oh, I see. Okay, we're gonna need more fireboxes if we want to make this any taller. That kind of sucks. I'll think about that in a second. Also, I think I was wrong. You're supposed to put water maybe in the bottom. And these, just like any boilers, will explode if they don't have water. But yeah, now we can pipe in the creosote. And it's heating up. Nice. All right, now I want a couple more iron valves, which of course is going to be a 40-second recipe. Okay, that's fine. But let's see. We should be getting steam now. And while that happens, I'll craft the rest of the fireboxes that we need. And I think I also need 2 more of these boiler tanks. So yeah, give me a second here and then we'll be right back. Alright, so now I have all the fireboxes, and we can just extend that like so, I think. Then we, of course, need more boiler tanks. Oh, wait, don't tell me I need another one here. I think I do. Hold up. Okay, there's all the screws, which did use up the rest of our steel. We pretty much have the exact amount that we needed. Can have another 3 of those guys, and then some more tanks. I just need 8 more to finish that out. Okay, so I should have enough now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now this finishes out the multi-block, right? Yeah, okay, that's the only thing that was wrong. Good. We can also add the extra valves that I'm missing so that we can import the steam into our tank. I kind of want to keep the valve that's up there separate. And then I'm thinking we'll need to use a large potent pipe for this. I believe this should auto output, so... And nice. Water's going up, creosote is going up. So again, we get a water pipe like so. Connect him to the back, the bottom block, of course. And I'm gonna start a backup right now, just in case we don't have enough water generation. We definitely don't want an explosion on our hand here. Oh, perfect timing. We're literally out of steam right now. Just have to wait for this guy to get up to temperature. Let's also start feeding the solid boiler his fuel, which is easy enough. Just a hopper and into another item pipe. I'm not really worried about the generation of water. I think we have plenty. I'm just worried about our piping speed. So I might have to upgrade all of those guys to bronze pipes. We'll know as soon as this thing gets up to temperature, which is obviously 100 degrees. But yeah, as I said, we're also probably at some point gonna make the solid boiler run off of the wood instead of charcoal, if that ends up being a bottleneck. Right now, it seems that we're fine. Yeah, like we're not consuming that much charcoal yet. But oh, nice, look at that. We're getting steam. It's not going anywhere though. What's up with that? Do I really need some sort of a pump to extract this? I mean, I guess I can do that. There is this thing called the steam valve, which transports a large amount of fluid, but it only works with steam, which is completely fine. Okay, there's the 2 pumps. I'm not using these because they're absolutely garbage. 640 liters per second is not gonna be enough. All right, now in the the assembler on circuit 5. That gets us the valves, which will allow for 20 buckets per second. Oh, actually, look at that. It is auto outputting the steam. I guess we didn't need this, but we'll still use it. So we import because we're importing into the pipe. Same thing on the other side. And look at that. Nice. And it looks like to me that the creosote oil is actually still going up. I was not expecting that. Maybe we'll be fine after all. But anyways, let's cover everything back up. I'm gonna let this setup run for a while. And hopefully once I'm back, we will not have an explosion on our hand. Let's actually check out the water supply. Let's look at the fluid pipe. Oh, it's fine. It's only losing like 10 millibuckets, 20 millibuckets every time. This can handle 300. That's fine. Now there's one last thing to do, of course, which is to upgrade all the stuff to potent. Still haven't done that, so let's try and hurry up while doing this. So there's the main output pipe, and then we'll lead that down the middle. Okay, then we can have a pipe here. I think this feeds our crop manager, so this is crucial to have. Oh yeah, and these pipes are good enough to where I don't think we really need to split them into two. We'll just have one main line. I'll only upgrade the stuff that needs it, so the steam oven, I think, doesn't really have to be upgraded to potent. Steam grinders, though, that definitely needs to be upgraded. These guys have power failed on me quite a number of times, so I think just a regular potent pipe is going to be fast enough for this. And then the steam oven can still just be fed with the bronze pipe. I guess we could upgrade the turbines pipe, but I don't know if that's going to be really necessary. We might as well do it because eventually we'll have more than just one, I guess. All right, well, there you go. Everything's upgraded to potent, and it wasn't even that expensive. If we come back here, we still haven't exploded. Water's fine. Creosote is fine. Is it even keeping up? Oh yeah, look at that. We gained 1 bucket. So it's slowly going up, which is completely fine. Can't say the same for charcoal, however. Although I guess it's still just filling buffers. Hold up. Let me help it along a little bit. All right, well, I think actually with that, we're going to wrap up the episode here. We are in a pretty good position right now, tech-wise, because we have pretty much every machine we're ever going to need, 2 really good macerators, and a good furnace. So ore processing is pretty decent. And we have lots and lots of steam to work with. I'm thinking our goal for next time is going to be unlocking the EBF, which is going to be a massive rabbit hole, but we can probably do it. And actually, speaking of multi-blocks, I want to check out the other steam stuff. There's a multi-block centrifuge, compressor, there's an alley smelter, forge hammer. Yeah, it's going to make life a whole lot easier. So yeah, we have lots of work to do for next episode. Anyways, we'll come back next time to do all that stuff. For now, though, have a great rest of your day.